guys. So I told you I was going to cook some cookies for y'all at Christmas time, and so it's Christmas time, and one of my family's favorite recipes is grandmother's tea cakes. So I'm going to be making some tea cakes, and I'm doing this at my mom's and at my dad's house. So it calls for 2/3 cups of Crisco, and I'm using the butter flavor Crisco, as you can see, butter flavor Crisco. So I'm going to get me 2/3 cup. I've already made about 600 of these cookies. Well, no, between 400 and 500, I guess. So now I'm going to be making some more. So I got a 1/3 cup of Crisco. Put it in there. And then it calls for 1 1/3, 2/3, sorry, wait a minute. I'll get this right in a minute. That was 2/3 cups of Crisco. Now I'm doing 2 2/3 cups of sugar. Half. Oh, are y'all still there? Oops. Okay, just making sure y'all are still there. 2, 3, 4. Can't remember if I did these may not turn out. Okay, and then I need 6 tablespoons of milk. So you just put 6 it says you can use water, but my grandmother always used milk, so that's what I'm doing. Six. Okay. 2 teaspoons of vanilla. 1, 2. 2 teaspoons of vanilla and 2 eggs. Okay, 2 eggs. All right. You're going to cream all that together until it's good and creamy. And y'all, everybody's oven is different. My mother's oven, or I guess it's my dad's oven. My dad's oven heats hotter and unequal than mine did. And so I've had to turn his oven down to 375. Normally I cook them on 400 for approximately 10 minutes, but it's taking about 8 minutes on 375. I don't want them burnt, and some have been burned. Alright, so you want the butter and the sugar and all that to be mixed up really good like that. Alright, let's get some of this stuff out of the way. We gotta have a place to roll it out. Alright, hang on. Let me get some stuff out of my way. These tea cakes, every year we make almost 1,000 of these for the family, because everybody in the family loves them. All right, and some of y'all that have been around, you remember my grandmother's biscuit bowl. There's a thing on the bottom that tells exactly when she got it and how she came about it. It's from the 1940s, and I am blessed to be the grandchild that ended up with it. All right, now with this, you're not going to really measure, because you just have to know a consistency of thickness. So I'm going to start with 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and I'm going to bump it, because if I don't, that flour is going to come out. And that's just 2 cups. Look, see, like that. Oh well. That's life. Alright. And as you can see, it's not thick yet. So, let me add some more. 2 more cups. And let's bump it again. Maybe I'll bump it a little bit longer than I did last time. Alright. Now you can hear the mixer having a little bit more difficulty. Alright, see that? Alright, now, let me see if I can turn this down a little bit. Yeah, my butter's thawing out really quick. I don't think I need that much butter. I need 2 sticks. I'll put these in here. Okay. Now, I use a flour sack to roll my stuff out on, to cookie dough out on. Y'all, I've already made some of these today, and I didn't have my camera, so it was time to make some more. All right. So now you want to put some flour on here. Coat it really good. All right. Now, let's get this off of here. You know what? That fell off pretty easy. Let's put another cup of flour in there. It needs to be a little bit more consistency. Let's see if that helps it. That should help it. It's really bumping now. These are good with milk, coffee, hot chocolate, and I have a baby brother that absolutely loves these. He will come in and he will start eating, and he usually doesn't stop eating them till he leaves. Daddy said he didn't know how many he could eat. Dad picks out 5 and eats those, but that's because he's a diabetic and he's watching his sugar. Those of us that are not watching our sugar could get in real big trouble, because we eat them till we can't eat them anymore. Okay. Now, as you can see, I'm trying to clean most of the cookie dough off of here, because rolling these out and everything, it's kind of hard, so you want to get as much as you can. All right, so you saw me flour that. Now what I'm going to do, and you only want to get out as much as you can work with, and that's good and stiff. Okay, so I'm going to get just a little bit more, and I'm going to work with this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some flour on here all the way around. I'm going to mash it out. All right. Now I'm going to roll it into a ball. I'm going to flour this again because you don't want it sticking. All right. And you got some flour on your rolling pin. See? And then you're just going to start rolling. Now sometimes my towel, my rolling sheet will move and I have to kind of catch it with my hip there. But you're going to roll it out a little thin, and you'll figure out which way you like it. Some people like them thicker, some people like them thin. So you figure out what you like. You do them the way you like. I'm trying to do them the way my dad likes because these are his favorite. Okay, and I have one of these cans, Campbell soup cans, that has been cut off the way that it doesn't have any sharp edges. And so I use that. Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Okay, let's see if I can get one that, let's see if I can see if that's right. Can you see the thickness there? Okay, and all I do is I'm going to get these cut out before I put the pan on. Put them on the pan and put them in the oven. And I probably need to heat up my oven. Give me just a second, folks. Let's see. All right, every once in a while I stick the can back in the flour so that it stays, so the cookies don't stick. Now see, some of these are going to be a little thicker than the others. But this way, everybody gets what they want. These are a very simple tea cake, and I guess if you wanted to, you could frosting them, but they're so good by themselves. And this small soup can, that just, look, it fits in the palm of my hand. That is the perfect size tea cake for dumping in, for dumping in coffee. And all right, so now I got all of that done. Now watch. All I'm going to do is gather this up, put it in there, flour this again, and then I'm going to scoop out some more. And I will try to remember to count these so we know how many, that's enough. So we'll know how many cookies this order made. And if I think about it, I'll put the recipe in the comments so that you don't have to wonder if you missed something. They're very simple cookies. My brother has gone to the store to get me some potato chips to make some potato chip cookies and some things. There's a cookie from the 1840s that's called a hermit cookie. And if you haven't ever had a hermit cookie, they are delicious. Okay, now as you can see, it doesn't take that long to roll them out. Okay, let's see. I'm going to take some pressure off my lower back by standing on one leg. I don't know why that works, but it does. So, you can see this goes pretty quick. When your can gets a little sticky, they'll start sticking to it, so you have to do something there. I think we'll do a video between, maybe it'll come out Monday. Hopefully it'll come out before Christmas so you guys can make some of these Christmas cookies. I made some oatmeal drop cookies. My brother wants me to make some oatmeal cookies. Okay, see? There's another batch. Okay, and I just throw it back in because I'm going to have to work it all again anyway. Alright. I want y'all to see from start to finish how it's not that long. Now, if you've got a bad back, it's not my back that's bad, it's my under my shoulder blades where my father-in-law fell into my arms when he was going into, I was behind him and he was going into our house, and he fell into my arms and I caught him, and it strained my back, and it's something I've had trouble with ever since then. But I don't regret catching him. Okay, you heard that? That's the oven. The oven says it is ready. I'm going to do 2 batches at one time, so in just a minute we'll start putting them on there. Okay. And I just kind of pile them on top of each other till I get enough to do 2 pans. And we will see how many, whoops. My grandmother was a fantastic cook, and I wish that I was as good of a cook as she was. And she had such a sweet disposition and personality. If you ask the grandkids who was her favorite, they will all say they were, but I know that I was. I was the one that spent the most time with her. In fact, my aunt, her daughter, said that I was more like her sister than her niece because I spent so much time with grandmother and granddaddy. And if you have kids, let them spend time with their grandparents if the grandparents are good people that won't lead them astray. Okay, now watch. I hope you can see this. Can you see the pan? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is pick them up, and I'm just going to start laying them out right here. My daddy will be thrilled when he comes home and I've made some more. And so will my baby brother. They ate them all the other day while I was gone, and my dad, when I came in, he said, you need to get in there and make some more tea cakes. So I made a batch last night, but I put too much sugar in them, and they were not good. So do not put more sugar than you're supposed to. I lost count, and I wish I hadn't. This is what I love to do at Christmas time, is to bake. I love to bake and give them away. The doctor told me I had to give them away because Tommy doesn't need them. So I bake and give them away. Some of these I'm going to send to my cousins in Atlanta. And then a lot of these will be eaten before Christmas, but hopefully the nieces and the nephew that's coming, or nephews that are coming, will get some tea cakes. If their Uncle Troy stays out of them, that is. Okay, so this one has, whoops, missed a row. All right, and see, whoops, I broke this one, so I'll just throw it back in. It'll be in the next batch. I broke that one too. Whatever. Okay, let's see if we can do this without breaking them. All right, so on this pan, we have, whoops. All right, let's see how many we got. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 40 cookies on this one. Okay, so we're gonna put this over there, and we're fixing to fill up another, where's my other pan? Hold on just a second, people, I lost my pan. Oh, here it is. I knew I had another pan somewhere. Okay, so I can look at that and know I don't have enough cookies for this other pan. So, I'm going to get some more rolled out here. All right. All right. Whoops. See, I told you, can't get aggressive with it or it moves your flour sack, flour sack. Yeah, flour sack. All right, we're just going to take that off. Okay, so they're not sticking. Okay. See, when you don't have enough flour on anything, it'll go to sticking. All right. Okay. Better not put them up there right now. They may get off thing and fall. Okay. I think y'all will like the potato chip cookie that I make. It's a recipe from a wonderful friend of mine who is in her 90s now, and she has been making them for years for her family and for friends and anybody else. All right, so turn this way and see if you can watch. Okay. The reason I want to get both pans done is because I want to be able to do a lot of rolling out while these are cooking. I only have about 9 minutes between batches, but it would be nice to have, whoops, 2 batches at one time ready. Okay, it's hot in here because it is hot outside, and so my cookies are a little warmer than I'd like them to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 6, 3, 6, 3. Okay. All right, time to roll out some more. Hold on just a minute, people. Okay, let's turn it around this way. I imagine Tommy will fast forward through a lot of this. I love Christmas time and I love Christmas music, but Christmas is not the same without a baby. Christmas is just not the same without little kids and the wonderment of their eyes as they think about Santa coming. And my children believed in Santa Claus for a very long time. In fact, I'll tell you the story real quick about our daughter. She's 11 years old and it's getting close to Christmas, and she came in there and she sat down in my lap and she said, "Mom, can I ask you something?" And I said, "You know, you can ask me anything." And she said, "Is Santa Claus for real?" And I said, "Mindy, you don't want to know that, the answer to that." Now she's 11. And so she said, "Okay." And so she went back to her room, and in a few minutes she came back and she said, "I want to know." So I told her that no, Santa Claus was Mommy and Daddy. And she said, "Nuh-uh, because y'all don't have the money to buy these gifts. We don't have that much money." And I said, well, mommies and daddies sacrificed to get their children the presents that they want and some things that they need. And I said, so yeah. And she said, okay. And so she left and went back to her room, and in a few minutes she came back and she said, I guess you're going to tell me that the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy aren't real either. And I said, no, they're not. She said, and Burr Rabbit? No, Burr Rabbit was her imaginary friend when she was a baby. On her birthday every year, Burr Rabbit would have delivered to her. When she woke up, she would wake up with balloons all over her room with streamers. And when I say all over, I mean it was a bunch of balloons. One year, Burr Rabbit overslept and did not make it to go get those balloons. And so I called a florist real quick, explained to them what was going on, and asked them could they please deliver the balloons to the house. And so Mindy gets up. Now she's 5 years old, 4 years old. And she goes, Mom, Burr Rabbit didn't come this morning. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. Well, a few minutes later, the doorbell rings. And we go to the door, and Mindy comes in there, and there's a lady standing there with a bunch of balloons. And she said, I have a delivery for Mindy Green. And she said, this rabbit came hopping into our store. And he was very sleepy. He had overslept. And he had forgotten to get Mindy her balloons for her birthday. And he wanted me to bring them over here. Well, needless to say, Mindy was thrilled. When she started kindergarten, Burr Rabbit took balloons to her classroom, had them delivered to her classroom. And I think, I may be wrong, but I think Mindy believed in Burr Rabbit just about as long as she did Santa Claus, because she asked about that. And I don't think, you know, a lot of you would say, well, your child's just teasing you. But I don't believe so, because the look on her face when I told her that we were Santa Claus and that we were the Easter Bunny and Burr Rabbit. So I don't think that she really knew and was teasing us. I know some kids figure it out really fast. I think her brother, I think somebody in school told him when he was probably 8. So he didn't believe as long, but she tried to help him believe longer. But anyway, now with that said, I know there are parents who say, don't tell your children that Santa Claus is this fictional person that comes in and leaves them presents, and then try to tell them who Jesus is, because that can confuse them. I made sure always that my children knew who Jesus was and what he had done for us. So I'm not worried about that. And both of my children came to know Jesus when they were younger, teenagers. And I am very happy with the adults that they have become. Are they exactly where I would have them be? No, but I'm probably not exactly where my dad would have me to be either. So, but that's their relationship with God, and they both have a relationship with God. So, with that said, we're almost out of cookies. Look at this. And just like this, we've got, I don't know how many tea cakes. But these would make a nice gift to wrap up. And you could even give them the recipe in the little baggie that you wrap up, like to your mail lady, or, you know. You can tell I'm not in my RV because that water just running. I'm at my dad's because it's so much easier to cook a big batch of cookies over here than on my, I have to make it smaller amounts over there. But I can do it. Don't think I'm cheating here. I just wanted y'all to experience this. And you've seen what I'm doing. I just take the part that's left and roll it together again until I've got all I can get out of it. Even this. Let's see, I bet I can get 2 more out of here. Now that. Let's see. Whoopsie. We gotta roll it just a little bit more. 1, 2. How about that? And then what I do is I take this last bit, I roll it, and I flatten it out as much as I can, and that's the last cookie. So now the biggest part is cleaning up all this mess, but I'm fixing to take you over here to the oven. Oh, so today I made banana nut bread, chocolate drop oatmeal cookies. See those pretty things? Whew, they aren't ready yet. Made chocolate drop oatmeal cookies and tea cakes. So, and I still want to make some hermits, and I want to take y'all along on my trip to make the hermits. Not along, it's right here. Because hermits, that's what I think I was trying to tell y'all that. This is a cookie from the 1800s, I think like the 1840s. I made some one year for my daughter to take to work, and she was taking potato chip cookies, hermits, snickerdoodles, all those different cookies that I make. And one of the guys, every time she would bring in a cookie, he would say, "What's the history behind that?" And she was like, "I don't know, figure it out. What's a hermit? I don't know." So he looked it up and sent me, they were a cookie made in the 1800s, and it was made out of stuff that they would have had in their home. Okay, y'all hear the bell? The bell is tolling. Okay, oh, I got a problem. Hang on. Okay, it's time to come out. Can't do anything else, gotta get them out. Okay, hold on guys. I'm coming. Not quite. Okay, so that's gonna take a little bit longer. Whoops, why did you do that? Okay. Convection. 3, 7, 5. No. 3, 7, 5. Start. Okay, so they're not quite ready. Give me just a minute. I guess I need to turn y'all off and turn you back up. I don't know. Alright. Oops. Use this. Okay. Hang on. I gotta find something to dump these cookies on because they get really hot. Okay, are y'all still with me? Yes, you are. I'm sorry. Hang on. Okay, guys. So, this is what the cookies end up looking like. Woo! They're hot. Some of them were getting a little done, so I took the ones off that were getting a little done. They're hot right now. But the others will be out in just a few minutes, and I will tell you how many we got in all. One of the things that I want to show you is, you know how sometimes your cookies can get soft or stale or whatever? This is a big container, so I put 2 pieces of white bread down there, and I put wax paper over that, just like that, and then I'm going to put the tea cakes in there. So these are all the tea cakes I made earlier. So these are the ones that I made earlier, and I'm about to add to them. all of these over here. And this is just the way I do mine. I just pick up the fowl and dump them right in there. Now let's see if there should be some more ready to come out. So let's look in there real quick. Yeah, those look like they're ready to come out. All right. Whoops. It's not hard doing this with you guys. All right, so let's see if that's, yeah, that's good. Okay, so with this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of get the first, they don't normally stick. There you go. See, they just pop up. You want to kind of get them up so they don't continue to cook. See how easy that is? Once you get some out of the way, it's easier to get to the rest of them. Now see, I told you my mother's oven, or my dad's oven, Mom's dead, so I guess it becomes Dad's oven. Dad's oven doesn't cook evenly, as you can tell. Some are whiter than others. Okay, there's those. Let's see if these are ready.
And the air on.
Okay, I'm taping. Okay. Do you see? I don't want these, I don't think these are quite ready. Nope, we're going to put them back in, and see, these have been in for 15 minutes. So it just depends on the oven. I don't know why, but anyway, these are going to get cool before I put them in the pan. Taste that and see if they taste like the others. This would be my sweetheart, my taster.
There's not too many times you cook that I don't like though.
Well, you need to say that loud, because that's a compliment. What did you say?
There's not too many stuff you cook that I don't like.
Thank you. Unlike my brothers, who will stuff their mouth while they're telling me that it's no good. Okay. Y'all can't remind me, but I need to count these before. So it was, because there's not quite enough. Let's see. Okay, so we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20. So there's 20 here. And there, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's about 55 cookies there. So 98 and 55. My little brother will be so excited when he comes and this tin is completely full again. Alright guys, this is what I call a tin full of love, because I do love my family and I do love cooking. And y'all, I don't know if y'all know this. If you're not on my Facebook page, you don't. This past week, it was 39 years ago on December 15th that I became a mother. My daughter flew in from South Korea and I became a mom to her, and then 8 years later, we got Dakota. And if you asked me, I would tell you if there was anything I could change about the past, I would have adopted 10. Because I love being a mom. And as much as I would love to be a grandmother, it's probably not going to happen, but that's okay, because there's other kids, they're having kids that will let me be a surrogate grandmother to their kids. But if I had it to do over again, I'd have convinced that husband of mine to adopt 10 kids. Because kids just want to be loved. And there are so many out there that need a home. And so I'm thankful my children's mothers gave them life instead of aborting them. And I hope if you're looking for a baby, you're wanting to adopt, tell everybody you meet, even the Walmart greeter, that you're looking to adopt. That's how we ended up with our son. Just word of mouth. His mother heard about us from somebody who heard about us, and they made the call. So don't give up. Private adoptions can be scary. We adopted a baby that the mother took him back. But if you ask me, was it worth it? Yes, because I still have my son. So that's why I bake, for my kitties, for my kids and my brothers and my family. And there's nothing more important than family. If you are disconnected from a family member, try to reconnect. There's no need to say, are you sorry for what you did? Or I'm sorry for what I did. Just reconnect. Sometimes they just want to see your face. Just walk up to that person you're disconnected from and say, hey, I love you. I've missed you. You've done your part. Let God do the rest.